Hello, this is Bron. This year we're going to make little cloth bags to put cookies in for thank yous for the Design Centre. If you'd like to help make them, this is just a very simple way to do it. Now you can make your own ones if you want to, your own style, but this is just a very simple way. I've just made a tiny bag and I've put little tags on the side so I can thread ribbon through, and inside here will go a cookie or fudge or something like that, usually about 4 inches square, and then the little bag will be tied up like that and given as a gift. So this is how I did them. Very simple. This is a 6x8 piece from FabMo. These pieces are already serged around the edges, so that's really easy. I can use the top of it as a seam, and I need 2 pieces that are 6 inches by 8 inches, or if you want you could do a long piece that was 16 or 17 inches and fold it in half to make your bag. I happen to have 2 separate pieces. You will also need a piece of ribbon for your tie. I'm using this pink, which doesn't really go, so you can see what I'm doing. And you need a couple of small pieces to make the tabs. Now don't make them too small or you can't hang on to them, and that's a big pain. You can't hold them still while you're sewing them. Right sides together. I'm going to measure, keeping my seam at the top, I'm going to measure 8 inches. So 8 inches is about here. Now this doesn't have to be so precise. This edge is going to be sewn, so it doesn't matter if it's not serged. Now I'm going to fold my little tabs and put them in about 6 inches here so they go to the inside. I don't want to stick out too much, so I'm just going to put them like that. And I'll put a pin in so I know where I'm going. Now I'll put the other one on the other side. Remember, the tab goes on the inside. It's about that long. Doesn't matter if they're not precise. You don't have to measure it. Once the drawstring's drawn up, you won't be able to see it anyway. Now we're nearly done. Alright, now I'm going to sew a seam, a small seam, a narrow seam, turn the corner, turn the corner, I'm just holding that down with my finger. And finish. Now I'm just going to cut these little ends off because they don't need to stick out that far. I'm going to cut the corners off my seam. Don't cut the corner, don't cut your seam. Now I've got my pointy stick. You can use anything pointy. A chopstick works really well. And we're going to turn this inside out and poke the corners out. Don't poke too hard, you want to poke through. I'm just going to turn this inside out and poke the corners out. There, done. See my little tabs? Whoops, I better trim my threads off. Now I'm going to thread my... Now this tie on a bag this big, I cut about 20 inches. I can just thread this through. This is just to stop the tie from slipping down when, or falling off while you're tying it up. But I think it looks quite cute too. And then when you put your cookie in there, we're just going to tie it up. Nice little bow. If you want to make the ends of your ribbon pretty, depending on how wide it is, just cut a little tail in it. See how that makes it look a little more festive. Done. We need over 250 of these bags, so if you can make a few, that would be great. Thanks.